Welcome classic rock fans to my review of Jethro Tull's Benefit, the 50th anniversary enhanced edition. Now I do realise that I'm rather late to the party on this one, but it was only just sent to me the other day, and I spent yesterday totally immersed in it, and I felt I had to share my thoughts on it. There's no doubt about it that Benefit is a rather odd album. To me, it has a specific vibe to it. There's a darkness to this album as well. Ian Anderson has spoke of it, delving into feelings of alienation, feelings of needing to return home, wherever that was. And certainly, after the brilliance of the Stand Up album, an album that very much redefined the Tull sound after their very bluesy beginnings, of course, this one seems to be a little bit at odds as to what it wants to be, in my opinion. And I think it's fair to say that it's an album that is generally eclipsed by the release and brilliance of the Aqualung album. Nevertheless, despite the fact that Ian Anderson has expressed a dissatisfaction with this record, it remains one of Martin Barr's favourites. Certainly, I think in his top 3. I had a comment from one of my subscribers saying how much I really dislike the Stephen Wilson mixes, but I really enjoy them, to be honest with you. I find he is very loyal and faithful to the original aesthetic and placing of the instruments and sounds on these albums. I think what he tends to do is he tends to clear away a lot of the noise that shouldn't be there. Just makes it, enhances the music a lot more. I rather enjoy what he does personally. And I must admit, I not only love what he does with the mixes, I love what Jethro Tull do with these sets. They're just absolutely mind-blowingly good. I mean, in terms of the quality, not just quality, but value for money with the information, the booklets, the discs, everything. It's just, as I said, the packaging is always good, and it's just the interviews as well. They spare no expense in terms of contacting people who were actually originally involved with the project. Of course, a lot of this was stems from 2013 when they did this reissue of the Benefit album. They've just done this reconfigured version, the enhanced edition, in this wonderful booklet form, so it sits nicely on our shelf with the other ones we've shelled out for. Generally, I find the sound on this album much clearer and brighter. A lot of emphasis on the lower end as well, which I really enjoy. Even the higher and the acoustic elements are quite arresting without any hiss to them, which is great. And I must admit, I love the stereo mixes on this album. They're quite interesting. I prefer the US version of Teacher, Sweet Dream as well as wonderful. Stephen Wilson has presented with these new stereo mixes some of these songs in a quite stark form, I think, a less affected manner, which is promised for is interesting as well. You get one where the vocal is quite stark and naked, but we also get the version where there's a lot of double tracking going on, which gives it a more ghostly, otherworldly feel, which I prefer. The Tanglewood gig is just wonderful. It sounds fantastic, it really does. It doesn't look as if the actual video itself has been remastered. We're not talking Peter Jackson here, but nevertheless the sound is absolutely fantastic. I love the way you get that tuning up at the start, and they start off with Nothing Is Easy. I mean, what a vibrant and assault that is. Fantastic lead work from Martin Barr and John Evans, newly joined, I think, grinning away at the organ. And, of course, Ian Anderson is just Ian Anderson. I sometimes think he's not of this earth. And for me, the highlight of the Tanglewood gig is the version of Dharma for One, which is wonderful to listen to and see. Of course, we get the Chicago gig as well, which, despite being in mono, is fascinating to listen to. My favourite bit of that concert was where they segue from Sauce You're a Woman into Reasons for Waiting. One of my favourite early Tull numbers. But overall, as an album, Benefit is one that for me falls short of I think albums like Fix the Brick, Songs from Lord Heavy Horses. It's not the best of their early albums. I think it's a bloody good album. I don't share Martin Barr's opinion of it, but it's certainly an album that I would really want in my collection, as it's just wonderful. I do think there was, I think Stand Up seemed to be artistically a bit of a seismic shock, and I get the impression they weren't really sure where they were going to go after Stand Up. I think it took an album or so before they got to Aqualung. So this does feel like a little bit of an album that's very much in the shadows of that masterpiece, a little bit eclipsed. Of course, it's got the wonderful review there to help me on, which I really liked, Cry You a Song. Inside is another one of my favourite Tull numbers. Remarkable album. I'm not so keen on the cover. Apparently I learnt from the notes in here that the cover was the design of Terry Ellis. I think they should have gone back to the drawing board on that one. But, and the quality of some of the images, like that, for example, is just definitely worth having. But this will take pride of place on my shelf. Anyway, if you haven't bought your copy, I certainly urge you to do so before the prices of these, as you know, these go out of print and then they become absolutely ridiculous to try and get hold of them. You have to remortgage your house. So I would urge you to buy one now while it's 27 quid on Amazon, rather than later down the road when it's 50 or 60 quid. Anyway, that's my opinion of Jethro Tull's Benefit, the 50th Anniversary Enhanced Edition. Do you have it? What do you think of it? I'd be interested in your thoughts. Do leave some comments below this video. Anyway, it leaves me to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you're well, staying safe and warm, but more importantly that you keep listening.